Right. Gang, we are back in another episode presented to you by Bollock Studios, where football nutmegs the nonsense. Yeah, I mean, speaking of the nonsense, Chelsea, do I dare say, celebrated like they won the Champions League against Liverpool? I don't know. That's one. We want to speak about nonsense. What's going on at Liverpool, right? But of course, we have topics lined up to talk about the match between Chelsea and Liverpool. But before getting into that topics and what's been happening and what's going on with their back-to-back defeats, right? I think 3 games they have lost. Good to know. Good to know that we have good to know that we have Newcastle in winning ways, not just in the EPL over the weekend. Yeah, there's also a Champions League match that they also won. I think was the biggest wins. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's this Champions League season or is it like overall. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't think it's overall.
Overall, like the entire history.
Right. Oh, wow. Okay. So, excuse my manners. I did not introduce those of us in the studio. Yeah. So, in our respective remote studios, of course, joining me, like I always say, the usual Kuhan and Shariff. I mean, for those who have tuned in, you are very familiar with us. And of course, if you are new here, the usual stuff as well. Hit the like and subscribe button and do turn on the notifications and stay tuned to weekly episodes filled with none other than football opinions from fans like us. Addition to that as well are none other than banters and just funny talks, funny chats as well. So now, as mentioned, lined up topics that we have had. We have prepared Newcastle. I know I brought up about Newcastle earlier. So Kuhan, fire away, man. I mean, let's go with the big win, man. Wow. I mean,
Champions
really,
League win.
congrats, man, to that. I mean, wow, what a big win. So take us through, man, your thoughts on it.
Well, it was an away match against the Belgium current league table leaders and last season champions. So just for context, because people will think a Belgium team, like, what's so great about the Belgium team, right? No one shouts about. So Villa lost to Anderlecht last season in the Champions League. This Belgium team, Union SG, they defeated PSV in their last game. So that's a big deal. They have never lost since March. So this team is quite strong actually. And another fun fact is basically Alexis McAllister brother is playing there.
Oh, okay.
Younger brother or older brother?
I don't know, but it looks older though. I don't know. But the game was good. Newcastle was quite poised and they played well. Gordon scored 2 penalties and Nick Waldemade scored. And this is coming after this Bayern Munich, one of Bayern Munich directors, I think, Rummenigge, just congratulated Stuttgart for getting an idiot to buy Nick Waldemade for that price. So yeah, he went on radio show and he told that just say congrats to Stuttgart for finding an idiot who will buy at that price. So that was the pun. So generally the German media or people who are aware of German media told that idiot is not meant at Newcastle. It's there's a language thing and everything, but I don't really buy that. So the funny thing is that come on, man, they missed out on Erling Haaland. They bought 75 million for 29-year-old Luis Diaz. They bought 70 million for Delete before he moved to MU, and they bought 100 million for what, 30-year-old Kane. So it's like, I don't understand like how the criticism is coming, but it's good to the fact that the problem with Bayern is that they are better than all the Bundesliga team. They can outprice, they bully all the small teams. They buy all their best players from I don't know, from Dortmund and all these teams all. But then when come to they can't compete with the EPL. So they are above than the Bundesliga team, but they are lesser even than Sunderland to buying power of the EPL. So yeah, that's the story. The game was good. Nick Waldemade scored, was quite very confident. And the squad rotation was amazing. Malik Chia was my man of the match of the game. I think Newcastle have a new back two already. And it's not Dan Burn and Shah anymore. It's going to be Malik Chia and Sven Botman.
Right. Nice, man.
Was it an away game or home game, Cohen?
Away.
Away game, okay. That's
Yeah.
a good result.
It's a good result. Yeah.
So
And
speaking
what's the
of
position right now, Newcastle?
In what, Champions League? I think the Champions League new format, you got like the
Eight.
first
Yeah.
8 teams, and I think they're in the second 8 teams, so they have like what 3 points now. So there's
Okay.
some more 6 games to go, I assume. So
Okay. Okay.
they
So
have
first win,
to
right? Okay. Correct.
yeah they have to no they got 6 games, so they have to win. I think what 4 or 5 games I think for them to qualify. So it's the reality is in Champions League, there's no point you topping the group or whatnot and everything. We saw Liverpool gloriously topping the group and losing out in the semi-final. So there's always it's always just like you just have to qualify out of the group. So yeah, fingers crossed. Next game will be against Benfica, Jose Mourinho's Benfica. So
Ooh.
and
Nice.
that will be away as well. So that'll be really really good match to watch.
Yep.
That'll be in 2 weeks time, I think. Yeah.
They also lost to Chelsea. I'm sure Jose Mourinho wants to get to winning ways, right, in Champions League. So yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think this is that Jose Mourinho anymore. So it's this the Jose Mourinho which is now like he is more fatherly than brotherly. So if you know why I say that actually, right? Because when you are brotherly, your approach for man management and inspiring players are different. When you're fatherly, it's quite different as well, and it depends on the generation of players you're also managing. So that is where Jose Mourinho is. Lah. It's not a reflection of his bad managerial skills or non-tactic. It's just that it's managing different generation of people.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of the weekend's game, Newcastle was against Notts Forest.
Oh yeah.
So of course, another another defeat for Ange's side. Yeah, so it's not looking good for him again. I
Yeah.
feel sorry for him, right? Just took on the job and he's going through this sort of transition, if I may say. But look, it's a great win, man, from Newcastle. I think what I saw, Bruno Guimaraes, is that how you pronounce his name? I'm not sure, right? Yeah, Guimaraes. Yeah, I think Bruno
G.
G. Yeah, let's call him the Bruno G. Right? So Bruno G. I don't know. I would overall, I think he dictated the tempo of the game.
Hmm.
Well, he scored, right? I think he scored.
Yeah, he scored.
Uh,
He scored.
Oh, dashot goal, man. That was very good goal. And of course, Walter Mara's obviously obvious penalty, I think
Penalty.
penalty, right? And which brings him 3 goals in 3 games. Yeah. 3 goals in 3 games for Walter Mara. So which is very interesting. And now and what? Yeah, of course their defense lah. I think defensive wise, I think Dan Burn got the assist. Yeah, Dan
Yeah,
Burn, I
yeah.
think.
Dan Burn
Yeah,
got the
Dan Burn got
assist.
the
Yeah.
assist.
For
What's your
yeah.
take, man? These are just some of the
Well,
positives I've
I
noticed.
mean, I mean, we used to say that he doesn't change Angie Postecoglou. So he is very rigid as well. Like we used to think that it's like gung ho, high flying and everything. But this
Mhm.
time, Angie did a very low block against Newcastle. Actually, they didn't go gung ho, and that was very surprising.
Mhm.
So Newcastle's first half was okay, not so great. So and Spurs didn't play a high line like what
Mhm.
Angie used in the couple of games
Mhm.
and also in Spurs. But again, Malik Chow has a brilliant game, which I think, as I said earlier, the displayed. He's displaced Fabian Shadi for now. And Newcastle, we saw glimpses in the Champions League game that Newcastle are now playing with Walter Mada. He is 9.5. That means they are not. Remember, I think in the last pod or something like I told you that they're not having a good time adjusting to how he wants to play. He wants the ball to the feet and everything. So the game is a reflection now that the midfields have to score. That means the Gordons have to score in open play lah, and also the Ilanga has to score, and Bruno G has to score because he is bringing in people to play and everything. It's no more like the previous era where you have one front man and that front man have to do everything. It's good, and like I think Nick Waltemada is the number 9. He already got the number
Mhm.
9, and even in the Union SG game when they got the
Mhm.
penalty. When
Mhm.
he was fault, he wanted to take the penalty. So now the current penalty taker is Gordon. It used to be Isak, then Gordon. So and then Kieran Trippier. So Kieran Trippier had to go and talk to him, tell this is the hierarchy now. So and then he gave the ball to Gordon. Gordon scored in the penalty against Union SG, but he celebrated with Gordon, which was a really nice gesture. This time when he got the penalty, Gordon was already substituted, and oh my god, what a pen, man! It's like a slow runoff, and then like
Yes.
the top corner. I was like, huh. I don't like the top corner penalties. I don't like the
Yeah, yeah,
penalty which
yeah.
is on top. I hate that because his chances of
Mhm.
missing it is so high. But he took it very, very confidently. But you know what's the sad part watching that game? Watching Elliot Anderson playing for Nottingham Forest.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's like the saddest thing. We had to sell Elliot Anderson to balance out the PSR book. A player which we like, one of our own, born and
Oh,
bred.
right.
He was very good, and even like there are instances in the game where Joelinton will tackle him like an animal, and he cannot even like fight back like that. Like he's just like still, and it's very sad to see a player who wants to be in the club, who born is good to be in the club, being sold just to balance the book. So that's the sad part of the game, lah. It's the reality of being a upcoming Premier League team, lah.
So you would,
Yeah, I think the same thing also goes with Aston Villa as well, right? I think they're also finding hard as well to balance the book, right? And you could see right now they also trying to. I think they made mistake with when they got the 100 million from Jack Grealish, right, from Aston Villa, right? When they sold Jack Grealish, and then
Mhm.
they bought three players. I couldn't remember their name, but then they thought those three players were the same value of Jack Grealish. And I think this season, or maybe last season, the CEO changed, or all the sport director changed, and that is why they are trying to going through what Newcastle is going through as well, right? Try to make it even back the playing field back, right? Because they need to buy back the 100 million that they got from Jack Grealish, but they need to also invest as well in making the squad better as well, right? I'm surprised
Yeah,
why they did not sold Ollie Watkins, or even including Martinez as well, because I thought if they could sell those two players, then maybe they could invest back into the team, right?
the reason why they cannot sell Martinez and Ollie Watkins is because of their age. No one is going to pay a premium price for that kind of players. Like they're above 30, and the margin is also very like there's because they have to. You see, when you buy, when you transfer, let's say like for example, any transfer you buy the player for 30 million, you sell him for 100. There's 70 million them, or you sell him. Let's say, I mean, 100 is a big number. You buy for 30, you sell for 50. There's 20 million. But then if you sell a young player for 35 million, it's like 35 million solid profit. It's just the paper accounts, and you have to show that number. So that is why that's why they sold Jacob Ramsey to
I
Newcastle. There is no reason Jacob Ramsey has to move to Newcastle. He is a very good player for Villa, and Newcastle needed him. There's no reason for Elliot Anderson to move to Forest as well. This only for the paper money they're playing actually. But the good news is, I think there'll be a change in the overall loss, 105 million every 3 years. I think this number is going to increase. I think next season, all the Premier League clubs are going to meet and take a vote on what the number should be and the change in PSR. So because it is a real problem, because what happens is that you are moving all your young players. Your young players is being traded already, not your senior players and all these things. So the market is a bit like stuck. I mean, this is why you cannot sell a lot of players. You have to loan them out and everything.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, well, I see your point, but there was interest from Man United as well to
I
Watkins
was
and also to
We
Martinez
do.
with
Ollie
Watkins,
Watkins.
Watkins.
But I think they were not willing to pay the price.
They are
They
willing,
were.
but I
They
think
were.
the two circumstances for Watkins, they do not want to sell because they just afraid they couldn't get the goals, or they couldn't get a replacement for Watkins. For Martinez was different because they wanted a swap deal with Jadon Sancho, and then but then, yeah, Sancho did not want it, right? And that's why the deal broke down. For me, okay, maybe the Martinez stuff you could not control, but you can also sell, right? But yeah, I just do not know, because if you swap with Jadon Sancho and then there's still a wage burden into your wage bill, right? But if you just sell
Depends,
off
I think,
Martinez,
who's paying more for the wage. Maybe MU is paying more for the wage, and
yeah,
then Aston
it's
Villa down.
yeah, it's 50-50, but I'm sure compared to Martinez salary and what Jadon Sancho is getting later on, it will not balance that much, rather than,
Yeah, I think they are about highly paid, right? Both of them.
correct.
Yeah,
If Martinez, I don't know, or maybe Matt, you research how much Martinez make. I'm just giving a ballpark. Maybe let's say 100K, right? That's 20K off.
I think it's easily 200. World Cup
100.
winning
Okay,
goalkeeper.
let's see how much, Matt.
hang on.
I think Jadon Sancho is earning more than Martinez.
Yeah, Jadon Sancho it is. He's the Xbox freedom fighter who earning the
Mhm.
350. Only Ole Gunnar and his team structure
Okay,
would able
so
to provide him that. Yeah.
it's reported me Martinez was earning approximately £150,000 per
Yeah.
week at
For
Aston
a
Villa.
World Cup winner,
I think definitely he joined and then he won the World Cup and then maybe I think now it's the where the contract is getting ended. Then they really smell, he might
he go to
demand
Saudi lah after this.
yeah, exactly. So it's kind of surprise, but the sporting director said that yeah, he wants the Unai Emery to be the man, and he will try to support him as much as possible, but he condemned the transfer negotiation that happened after they got the 100 million right for Jack Grealish, and then the player they bought, and then they even sell Duran as well, right? With
Yeah,
Saudi.
yeah.
John
Also
Duran,
for
yes.
CSR reason.
But which is for me okay. Also for PSR reason, but the price, man, for was it also almost 100 million as well for Duran as well, right?
Yeah,
So I mean, it's like a bonus. You see, okay, you want to sell, but if you're going to sell to I do not know to the EPL team, you're not going to get that much, right? So you see, you
Actually,
have 100 million, and then I'm not so sure what they are,
no. You know who they bought or not? They bought Leon Bailey. They bought Buendia. They bought Danny Ings. They bought Felipe Coutinho. And then they bought Lucas
Yes,
Digne. My
correct.
God, this is
Yeah,
bad.
exactly. Exactly. That is why the current sporting director right now, who is supporting blatantly for Unai Emery, clearly said that was a bad
Means
investment.
they didn't even buy future like Danny Ings all were Liverpool rejects, man. No one buys Liverpool rejects
And
except
Philip
for Bayern
Coutinho,
Munich.
man. With all due respect, but yeah, I mean, but yeah, just my point is not only Newcastle is trying what do you call that, but trying to beat or maybe try to uh you know adapt to the new PSR. The same goes to Aston Villa's. But I kind of surprised Nottingham Forest still can pay.
Well, I think they have a lot of leeway because they did very well the league positions and all, and they bought a lot of players which is not very expensive or so. So it's all. I think they bought the most expensive player they bought was Elliot Anderson. I think like 35 million. I think I have to check that actually.
Mm,
But Newcastle with the Isak money they bought I think Waldemade and what who else they bought Waldemade and Visa.
mm,
mm,
So and but these are also I think if you take Visa as a direct replacement of Callum Wilson, so that one you have to pay anyway. And I think they have about I think Newcastle got a lot of headroom in January. It'd be interesting to see who they would buy for next players actually. But that's the thing. The PSR is the problem. It just completely removed the competitive edge of Aston Villa actually.
mm-hmm.
So I complain about PSR a lot, but this is the reason the continuity cannot be there. So they invested well Villa for their Champions League squad last season. They got
exactly.
loan and everything, but when they didn't qualify for Champions League, the
Yes,
standard
correct.
dropped. So, so this is going to happen to all the teams. We are only going to see the Chelseas, the Liverpool, the Arsenals, the Man City, will coming again and again and again and again. So this is the problem with PSR. So like it's not fun, but let's see what's the new changes which come because no matter what, you just the reason for PSR is just you want to prevent your club from going bankrupt, becoming a Portsmouth or former Leeds. But on the other hand, the measurements you're taking is stifling club growth as well. So
Yep. All right.
I see your point, Kuhan, but you see, I think this is also about the commercialization, right? And I got the person name who been the CEO, right, for Aston Villa.
Mm-hmm.
His name is
Mm,
Francisco Calvo, and
mhm.
previously he was a Barcelona commercial director, guys. So,
Well, that's bad news, right?
well,
That's bad
Barcelona
news,
owns
right?
Spotify and some stuff, everything.
No, Barcelona's almost borderline bankrupt clubs. Yeah. Borderline bankrupt.
I know, but I think the idea why Aston Villa bought him, I think on the commercial side, I think they begin to see the how to beat the PSR or maybe adapt with PSR. It's not only like what you mentioned, right? It's try to sell players or the young players
Mm,
and
mm,
stuff.
mm.
but also to build the commercial side on the team as well. I think Barca did the commercial side, but I agree. They are on border. They are surviving because of their commercial side at the moment.
I don't think so. They are debt ridden like crazy, actually. And even Real Madrid also, they have tons of bank loans, actually. Those clubs will never go down ever because the I don't know, Spain is well, they will safeguard these clubs all because they need to keep them right there when the places are so the commercialization is just one excuse that you can use to tell that, but also the commercialization takes a lot of time.
Yeah,
So it's like incredible to watch a team that is going to Champions League, winning cups, small cups or so whatnot, and then you need to wait for another 30 years for them to carry a title. So and then it doesn't make sense because you know it can be done in a shorter time before actually, and you
Mhm.
don't push for football to move on or go into different directions.
Coming back to the match, Newcastle and Notts Forest, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There was a tackle. Burn's tackle before G's
Mm.
goal, right? Fair play or Forest fans was like rioting on that or something like that.
He got the ball.
Okay.
He got the ball. I mean, like, it's, you see, sometimes I want to say he got the ball because I'm biased and then he never get, I mean, you sometimes you wonder what is happening actually. You know what's the other thing I noticed or not? When I watch Champions League matches, the quality of refereeing, very different. Very different. The referee for the Union SG match has no issues giving two penalties to Newcastle because the foul was pulling the shirts and all these things, which you don't get in EPL.
Mhm.
And EPL, that I don't think it's a foul, but I have seen the foul being given for this kind of tackles as well.
Mhm.
So, what can you do? We have, I think, the Premier League has a refereeing problem. That's like 3 episodes back to back we can do. I mean, this you can go so long as the time you started watching football until now. There's always I mean, okay. Remember last time you guys used to wonder, right? Why a lot of English teams used to get a lot of yellow card back then in Europe, like Paul Scholes will get a
Yep.
red card, and you have seen this quite happening consistently. It's because there is the standard of refereeing of Europe is not the same as in Premier League.
Mhm.
So that is the problem I see actually.
So, all right, guys, moving on, right? So, the next match that we want to talk about is, of course, the
Current
match
champions.
between. No, not yet. We will save that a bit. Let's save that a bit later. We save the best for last, lah. Huh? So,
Okay.
but of course, so just before we move into the next topic, of course, I'd like to address this to the viewers or those who have tuned in. Of course, share us your thoughts. Yeah, share us your thoughts on the VAR decision once again, right? That's what we were just talking about the match between Newcastle and Nottingham Forest and additional views of the match. Maybe may have missed it. Maybe you would have caught some parts. Do let us know. Drop us your comments as well. And if you're new, as usual, like, share, subscribe as well. Yeah. So gang, moving forward to the next match. Finally, it was nice to see United coming back to a winning way. I don't want to use the word winning ways because it's just one game only now.
yeah,
United has won. It was a good comeback, right? I mean, from a shocking defeat against Brentford, and hey, United is back with a good win, a good 2-0 win. Yeah, I would say overall was a decent performance from Man United. Additionally, these are just what I see, yeah. But of course, Shariff is waiting already. He's already gonna start, all his
Please
guns
don't run.
blazing.
Please don't run. They won. They've won. Please don't
okay.
run.
I promise I won't run.
Please
So
just talk about the
yeah,
positives. I'm here to talk
but
about the
okay.
positives.
Yeah, so I mean, from what I saw, right? I mean, again, I will still touch some parts of the negatives as well. I agree with you. So, but of course, right? So, what I was mentioning earlier, of course, look, United bounced back, right? Very rough patch and all that previously. Nice to see Mason Mount. Was this his first league goal?
For
Mason
what?
Mount's
For
first league goal
first goal for MU. Which
for
one is it?
United. Yes, yes,
First goal
for
for
United.
MU.
First goal.
Wow.
I think preseason he
Sharif.
scored, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
preseason
think
he
first
did
goal
score.
for this
I
season,
think
right?
it's
And I think last season also he did score some goals as well.
But
yeah. So
what a goal. The half volley thing. What a pass. Brian and Bomo.
Yeah, so that I mean, of course, some positives, right? Not just Mason
Some.
Mount, Benjamin Sesko
Oh,
going back home with not an empty card.
yep.
So and we were leading to 2-0 at halftime or by
Yep,
halftime
that was
already.
good.
So I think, yeah,
Did
which
he
was
manage
good.
the game well?
Yeah, and so of course, once again, yeah. So this is the part where I'm a bit on a neutral. I'm quite neutral on this as well. I'm not sure. I believe Sharif could agree with me on this as well. It's like the first half. You're switched on at the first half where you go aggressive. Mount gets the goal 8 minute. Sesko's of course Sesko getting 2 goals in 2 games. I think that's a good sign already. Similar like Walter Mada, three games he has scored each goals in 3 games, right? And similar for Sesko, 2 games. And of course, Sana Laman's debut resulting to a clean sheet, I think was marvelous. However, as I was mentioning just now, the second half was a bit. I will reserve my comments as much as I can, lah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like how the first half was. It was not. Yeah, so it wasn't like how the first half was, right? So what do you call this? Yeah, the momentum sort of dipped.
Switch.
Hence what we said what you guys said last week, and I echo that, right? Light switch FC. Switch on, switch off. You first half, you went for the kill. Second half, what's happening? But again, I'm not discounting the fact that United did not get the win. Obviously, United got the win, right? So I'm happy with that, right? But of course, is the 3-4-3 or the 3-4-2-1 system from Amorim is clicking. But again, consistency is key. I've said this before, that you're as good as your last game, right? So I'm gonna ask Sharif now. So based on top of whatever I have just shared, right? What did you make of the game?
Actually, agree with Kuhan and also with yourself, Matthew. I think it's a very solid game, right? No nonsense football, right?
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's a game of two halves again, right? I think this
Yep.
is something that United or yeah, and I think we are not trying to script something negative out of nothing, right? But it's always look that way, right? It's always the first 45 minutes or the second 45 minutes we played better and actually. However, it also got me thinking as well. I mean, maybe the viewers or those people are listening. When you are 2-0 up, that's very tricky scoreline. Actually,
Yep.
right?
It's a dangerous scoreline.
2-0 up is very tricky. Either you go for a goal and then you're afraid.
Finish off.
Correct. The team came in or the opposition team scores and then it becomes 2-1 and then crowd get a little bit nervy or edge or something like that. And it's also I feel it will be a psychological impact to the new young goalkeeper as well, right? Oh man, here we go, we start again.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to give a little bit of benefit of doubt on the second half. I think they were just managing the game. That's one. Second, maybe this I got coming to my negative points, right? I think the Sunderland manager changed his. Sorry, let me rephrase. I do not think the Sunderland manager did change something after the halftime, right? And that's why you saw a little bit of I would say Sunderland trying to come into the game, but it's been properly managed by the team itself, right? And this is something I think I've been calling out from episode one, right? I'm still questioning Ruben's Amorim in-game tactical change, right? But it's also a benefit of doubt. Maybe he do not want to change because that's where the flexibility of a 3-4-3 happens. I think I do not want to discuss the system because one thing I agree with Ruben Amorim is not the system, right? It's about the players. It's about the intensity of the players. The players are not doing the basic stuff, Efra. But the 3-4-3 system, it allows you to attack where you have more outfield players up front. But then when you want to close the games, that's where you have a very flat line, 5 defenders to defend and then to play the long ball and stuff. So I think that managed well to the tactics of the 3-4-3 system. And lastly, before maybe I want to hear your comments as well, it's I find the comment from the Sunderland manager a little bit sarcasm as well. He was saying that what happened, or maybe the commentators or the interviewer was asking what happened. You thought MU were prepared well enough and everything, and he just gave a short answer. The long balls from Man United were very dangerous, which brought which brought me back to the question when, Kuhan, I think we talked about the long throws, the direct game and everything, right? And I know certain commenters in our channel were saying that we have an idea and everything, but is it an idea where you're just pumping long balls and everything? I'll take a pause here, and then maybe I'll just try to compare the T3-4-3 with Oliver Glasner and also Xabi Alonso as well, right? But from what I see, I just want to hear your opinion. You guys' opinion, maybe Kuhan and Matt.
I think we have to drop the idea that this long ball, long throws, this like old school tactics all is only being used by lesser teams. I think now you use whatever tactics that you need to use. That's it actually. If it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't work, then you change it. We have to drop this idea that the Barca way is the only way we can see attractive football. And long ball, if you have the pacey strikers, why not? And that's how I see it actually. But for me, well, do you know what's the funny stat which I read yesterday? Ruben Amorim has now won 3 games in a row.
Not even 3 games, 2 games a row. Two. They have never won 2 games a row.
Yeah,
Mm.
Two
but
games.
he also have not lost 3 games in a row.
So
Okay.
so you're comparing to someone on the northern side as well, right?
I'm shocked actually.
Let's be like, what they will
No,
keep
no,
it
no.
best for the last.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. You see, like perception is everything. Actually, how we
No, I
feel.
know,
Feel.
I know.
Yeah. So that's my point. I think it was a good win, and then next game is Liverpool. I hope. I should know what to hope actually now. To win or to lose, I also don't know. I mean, I don't know what to predict and expect as well. But I think this is it's a good win before the. You see, the problem is the win comes right before the international break, and this is a
Yeah.
problem.
Yes.
Because after 2 weeks they're going to play the international break game, and that game will be going to be tepid, boring, and will come with one
Mhm.
scrappy. You cannot see the whole both sides gelling properly. So
Correct.
depends on injuries as well.
Yep, agree,
Yeah,
agree, agree.
Yeah. Agree, man. Agree with that. And for me, I think it was from a goalkeeping standpoint, I think Sunny Laman's, debut.
debut.
Wow. I this is the funny thing, right? Or separately, I was chatting with some friends and all, right? When we had Altai Baindir and or Andre Onana, right? It's like every attack or potential threat or possibly to score, the score against United and all that, right? It will seem very very doable, and you get scared, when when they either one of these keepers are between the posts, right? It's like even the simplest saves were like, oh, okay lah, they saved the shot and all, right? But it's like when looking at Sunny Laman's look, I mean, no, it's just the first game. I'm not here jumping the gun. Please, to all the viewers, this is not me getting overly excited and all. But sometimes it's like, when you have it, you have it, lah. Let's just put it that way, right? So, in the sense of goalkeepers and all, right? So I think there were a lot of good saves, the moments where that is within your reach as a keeper, and you time you time that jump, you save and stuff like that, right? Game management. And if you realize, when speaking of long balls, right? You want okay, I can also agree, and that it could have been sarcasm and all that, but I think there were some moments where it was the ball that was passed back either from De Ligt or from Shaw, and that long ball straight launching it to Sesko.
And he got it.
And yes, there were a lot of times he had it, or it was for either Sesko or Embomo to make the run to reach that ball.
Nice. Means he got
So
good distribution.
exactly. So hence the distribution, right? So I kind of admired that. I did see some glimpse from Altai Bainde as well, but again, decision making when it comes to saves and all that stuff is very, very questionable. So I think deploying Sane Lamans for United could have been done earlier. I don't know. I'm just throwing this out. I'm not sure about y'all's opinion, right? But I think he could have deployed him against City. I don't know. Just like a gamble. I know I said this, right? But again, it is what it is, right? So we have already now we are in already what game week? We are in game week 7
Seven.
now. I think 7, game week 7 now already, and and it's good to see. It's a breath of fresh air, and I'm not sure about the United fans lah, but if you notice, they were already chanting, along the lines like, "Are you Peter Schmeichel in disguise?" I think it's a bit too early for that. But again, to
That's
me, I mean, I'm just gauging based on this match alone. Good decision making from a goalkeeper. Distribution was, I think, class. I think he just needs more games now. And I'm looking forward to Liverpool, man. United and Liverpool. So, yeah, that's, I think, next week, lah.
I
Next week, yeah.
I have a question. Was he really tested against Sunderland?
I was about to say that as well. I think it was not as much as we think. And no disrespect, right? It was Sunderland and it's at home. I think another positive thing that I would like to say is that Amorim have not lost in this season, right? I think maybe this is also a step up in performance. He has not lost the home games, right? Those two promoted sides, which are Burnley and Sunderland, and then
Hmm.
the Chelsea with the red card, right? So
Yep.
I see that's a struggle in the away games, right? Which comes to the quote and unquote long ball tactic, right?
Hmm.
I don't have any how I agree what we are saying. I mean, if you have a template or a way to win, yeah, I mean we do not play like the Paps and every like Klopp came in, right? He showed the entire football that there's a different way of playing, right? And then Xabi Alonso also did the same in Leverkusen as well, right? And we thought Eric Ten Hag might show us the same thing as well, right?
Yep.
But I think the long ball it's a something that forced upon, right? Due to the position of the wing backs, right? And this
Hmm.
is where I see the I'm hoping Amorim could able to see this, or maybe it's something that need to compensate with the players that they have, right? Our wing backs, when they defend, they tend to be like a flag five defenders, right? And when they break up, they tend to be the last person to be on where they're supposed to go, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
if you look at Sporting Lisbon, when Amorim coached Sporting Lisbon games, right? I watched a few, right? The distribution when they start the attack is always right at the flanks, right? Because that's where your wing back is trying to push up and so on, right? And what happened with United right now is that the centre back is the one who's stepping up when the attacking players, say for example the right
Yes.
wingers or the centre midfield, the centre backs or the centre defenders are stepping up. So you see the likes of Luke Shaw, Euro
Hmm.
stepping up to fill up the space, right? Because they used to play that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
The four defense where when the attacker comes up, you step up. Where else that's supposed to be the responsibility or the idea of your wing back to step in, right? Where you still maintain the your position of a three center backs, right? And this is where I was saying, right, when you see the Oliver Glasners and also when you see the
Mm-hmm.
uh in
Mm-hmm.
Sporting Lisbon as well with Amorim and also Bayer
Mm-hmm.
Leverkusen as well. When the wingback win the ball, they have an outlet to go to. Right? But right now,
Mm-hmm.
when you see your centre back wins the ball, you have your wingback behind you, and then you
Mm.
only have your Sescos, exactly your Sescos and just like you said, right, Embuemos, and that's why you see this long ball distribution from just like what you said, right,
Yep.
from Matias Delit, from Lenny
Yep.
Euro. So it's a double sided coin. I know people do see that, oh good, this is a good idea where our defenders are distributing the ball because you have no one because your wing back is behind you. And
Mm-hmm.
when you see on your left, Dorgu is just starting or Dorgu or Dalo is just starting to run. But that is why I say maybe to the fans out there, try to compare, see how the Sporting Lisbon play. This is really different how it played, right? And hence the long ball, right? And hence the XGs as well
Hmm.
because the people are saying, oh, United are playing better because of the XGs, but the shots are coming from where you want the long ball, which is outside of the box, almost 28%. The other second highest XGs are coming from the right side where Mbuemu is there, which is 16%. The number of XGs in the box is actually the third. So that's where actually, I think we discussed also, right, the data and everything. If you look too much on the data, then you are going to maybe get the devil in the details, as people say, right? You look too much and then you start going, oh, maybe this is good and so on and so forth. So to sum up, right, it's still a problem. It's still a problem. It's still a problem. But I really hope Amarim sees this and try to rectify this out sooner, because you guys were right. I think it's a must-win game, because if it's lost, I do not know what to
Yeah,
say anymore, right?
I agree.
And after the intentional break, yeah, it's Liverpool. So how many points they have right now? 10, right? 10 out of 6 games, which
Yeah, they
is,
are still above
Yep.
Newcastle.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I also, which is still decent.
Yep. Yeah, and yeah, very similar, Sharif. You were also, I mean, what you were mentioning as well, right? So in short, it was like, um, it was more direct the way United was playing against Sunderland, right? So very similar to what I think Wayne Rooney also did mention, right?
Exactly.
On Ruben Amorim, where he changed his style against Sunderland by being more direct with the goalkeeper and Sesko, right? So and
Mm.
it worked. So he said, he also did say, so word for word, right? So he said it worked. So you have to credit him for that. But he continues, yeah. For Amorim, time will tell. He is a really good young manager, but what we have seen so far doesn't tell us that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So we
I
can
agree.
agree to that, lah. So then this is coming from United's all-time top scorer Wayne Rooney. Yeah? So yeah. So yeah, that's good stuff on United and Sunderland. I mean, of course, great win. On to the next game. Obviously, it's against Liverpool away.
Woohoo!
So that one, let's see. So we'll be covering that as well, definitely. Yes.
I just hope it is not lost. I think we just need to not to win and then lose again. That it's a good time to play Liverpool, but it's in an Anfield, Kuhan. So yeah,
It's
it's
in
very
No,
very tough.
doesn't
Anfield. Yes.
matter. I mean, it doesn't matter wherever you play. I mean, like, yeah.
Anfield is different.
Are you scared of the VAR aspect of the game
Maybe.
because it's in Anfield?
No, I think Liverpool at Anfield is different. We saw the Barcelonas, the Real Madrids, the City, Pep Guardiola's Man City as well struggle to play in Anfield. And
Yeah, but those were. We are talking about Arne Slot Liverpool now. We're not talking about Klopp
yeah,
Liverpool or Klopp inspired Liverpool last season team. This is the Arne Slot Liverpool.
I like you say that, because I remember one game that I long time ago I did told to Matt. It was when Eric Ten Hag and with Liverpool, and it was in Anfield. And I think the game goes 1-1, and Matt was saying that
Mhm.
it's a good. It was I can't remember. Maybe or you guys could Google. It's 1-1. But I thought it was a bad 1-1 because Liverpool did not have any defense. That time
Mm.
was with Klopp.
Yep.
Liverpool did not have
Yes.
any defense.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
Henderson was playing, and then I don't know who.
Yeah, Henderson was saying centre back. I remember the
Yes,
game.
and then I don't know who was playing Kwanzaa, or
Mhm.
you it's like total out of defense that been set up by Jurgen Klopp, right? But it's at Anfield. We got the first goal, but then somehow you will never. I don't know.
Hey, you cannot sing as an MU fan that song all no.
I cannot sing, but yeah, but
Yeah, it's like this.
yeah,
So
but there's maybe we need to ask someone, or subscriber who has been to Anfield, and I spoke to certain people who've been in Anfield. It's like a it's like a different place. Right? Like you go through a graveyard, but you are scared.
That bad? No, I think the Anfield thing is because the stadium is very how it's done and everything. So the sound, the effects and everything all
Exactly,
is
exactly,
different.
exactly. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what they say lah.
But it's very eerie, Kuhan, especially for the visiting thing. Else, else,
Really?
else, else, our trust the process guy or our light bulb Arteta would not play the Anfield song during the training, right?
That's wow.
Then they lost. Like,
You have to give where Liverpool is strong lah. But for me, the Anfield effect is way more stronger when it's during the European nights lah. The
Yes,
tradition and the, yeah.
I
So
agree.
that one is that one was amazing. I saw it a few times and it was incredible. But other than that, I mean, you're playing in the league. It's not that Liverpool has never lost in Anfield like ever. They have lost in Anfield.
Correct.
So and I think that if they go to the match that oh okay a draw is enough and all these things, that's kind of I mean the team is out of form. The
Mhm.
team is still finding its way. I mean, we having. Are we going to segue into talk about Liverpool now?
Yeah, I was
Yeah, yeah.
about to get into that as well, right? So,
Segue.
yeah, so finally, final topic of the night. Chelsea beats Liverpool. What's going on, Liverpool, man? I know we were already ironing out some stuff already on Liverpool and what we have noticed, right? So, what? 3 games, 3 defeats back to back?
Yeah, I
Yeah, and let's see.
Ruben Amorim also has never done that before, no?
So, are we expecting soon? I don't know. But yeah, man. What's going on, man? Liverpool. Salah once again,
Missing.
quiet
Saw
night
the
once
miss
again.
kick. I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, what was that, man? So, again, Salah goes through another quiet night. What else? Milos Kerkez and what? Bradley, I think. Yeah, once again, Florian got verts. I think, but again, Caicedo's screamer. Wow, Caicedo's one. Wow. And the
He's one of the midfielders
but,
which I admire a lot. But
but
yeah, go
what
on, go on.
but the memes after that now, I think I know in our own personal socials it was going bonkers, man. Van Dijk
The
twerking.
Virgil van Dijk. Okay, I know, yeah.
Can we say that word?
Well,
Behind.
twerking is fine. Yeah,
No,
man.
but
Again,
did you all see the did you all see the defense or not? The what people
yeah.
were writing down and they were backing up why he was doing that and this one all. I was like, oh my god, it's like Liverpool fans, amazing. I love you guys.
I know.
Always make my day.
I'm also
Yeah.
struggling with certain MU fans, but so yeah, I know. People will go left and right to defend something that is.
No,
Sometimes you
no,
just have
it
to
is.
think, right? It
No,
is what it is,
I
right?
it is what it is. I mean, I mean, I've said before, lah. They are good fans, they are terrible fans, and then they are Liverpool fans. And most of the time, we have to give it to them. It's amazing. The Van Dijk meme. I can't.
That was,
But
Why lah?
oh man, sorry, I just had to take that moment, man. I tell you, I mean, whoever created those memes, I mean, shout out to you guys, man. I mean, that's damn creative. Man. So, but yeah, and then of course the what do you call it? The winning goal. I think Estevao
yep,
scored the
that was a
the
good goal.
another very good goal as well. And last minute drama, man. What a last minute drama. And I mean, I admire Chelsea's resilience, lah. Really, I think they were till the end, man. I feel they were still going all out. But again, speaking of the ones, I mean the negatives, right? What obviously Salah, as mentioned, quiet night. Um, what do you call this? What else can I think of, man? During that match, I mean, I know I did watch the game, but not fully, like fully. I watched it, right? But this now, I mean, I'm just curious to know lah, maybe from you guys, right? Just very curious to know. Ultimately, what's really causing this? Because here's why. Okay, why I'm asking this question is because Liverpool has spent money, right? They have spent money. They splashed it as much as incomings. There were also outgoings as well, and there is a debate on socials where they are talking about Liverpool is a team undergoing transition.
Position.
I kid you not. I read this tweet. I'm not going to read it word for word, but when I read that, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Where the tweet reads, well, you call it X nowadays, right? Sorry, I'm old school. I'll just call it Twitter, which reads that give Arne Slot a break. Liverpool is a team undergoing transition, and I'm like, in my eyes, I was like, man, this guy deserves an award. So I don't know about you guys, man, but I just think that, I mean, you all tell me well, Sharif, maybe you want to go first. What's your take on?
Yeah. See, with the Chelsea game, I would say it's yeah, maybe there's also an element of luck, right? For Chelsea because Enzo Maresca did a Jose Mourinho, but he got a yellow card and also got sent off, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I got to pull away to the Galatasaray. For those who are saying that this is a transition, Arne Slot still figuring out things. With the Galatasaray game, I mean, a lot of people condemn the tactics that he went there. He went there scared. He went there
Yep.
scared. Some people were saying, yeah, with to
You
Galatasaray.
should go there scared.
I know, but when when you go into the stadium, you should not start the game. This is also the same thing I brought it up with, when MU faced Brentford, right? You should not be like the other team, or that's also got David Moyes out of his tenure within 7 months because his preparation of the game. I'm just speaking David Moyes, or comparing his preparation of the game where people or the players could not trust him was.
They respond against other team.
Correct, exactly. This is how we play. This is how we go. Okay, and then how do we beat this game? This team by delivering crosses. And Arne Slot did that with Galatasaray, and then a lot of people were condemning his tactics and everything, right? And it looks like he went there for a draw or something. And some people did blame that the fireworks. Did you guys know the Galatasaray friend light up the fireworks at I think 12
Oh,
or
okay.
1 a.m. at their hotel.
Yeah, they did.
That's a good stuff as well. But I know it's a tough place to go with. We spoke about Anfield, right? Being some eerie feelings and everything. Galatasaray is what
Galatasaray,
they say, what, welcome to hell or something, right?
welcome to hell. Ali Samiyan Stadium.
So I think the defeat tastes bitter because it's a three consecutive losses. It really shows that Arne Slot could not find momentum with his new signings, right? Because everyone could not. I mean, okay, except for Etike, right? But Florian Wirtz, Isak, right? And then we mentioned Mo Salah as well. I just couldn't see what's going on. I know it's a transition, but you cannot just say that Salah goes invisible is because of transition. I agree
Mhm.
that
Yes.
Isak and Florian Wirtz needs time because maybe Florian Wirtz, but Isak is not from a different league.
Yep. I agree.
He's a proper striker.
Yep.
Yeah. World class striker.
And Virgil van Dijk is not a new defender.
Mm-hmm.
Bit aging lah. Aging a bit.
And his trust of his new right back with Frimpong, right? Why?
Frimpong. He's not
Yep.
a
Why?
right back, he's a right wing actually.
I
Yes.
Converted
know.
to become a right back.
Yeah, but you bought him as a direct replacement for Trent Trent Alexander Arnold, but then now you're playing Szoboszlai. So for
The
yeah,
betrayer.
it's like maybe Kobe Mainu situation, or
Yes.
maybe it's where hey, I'm here and I'm knowing how to play the position, but you're getting a midfielder to play at right back just because his distribution, right? So I do not know what's going on with slot team, but I'll pass. I'll just say this and then I'll pass to Kuhan. I'll
No,
just
I
say
want angkat tangan like the Buddha sekolah. I want. I got the answer. I got the answer. I got the answer.
but I got to say this.
Mm.
MU will help them the next game. Somehow I got the feeling. Somehow I got
You
the feeling.
really think that MU is going to like let go and
No,
give
no.
some VAR goal or something
Somehow,
like that
I got the feeling that somehow MU and Ruben Amorim and Bruno Fernandes gonna help Florian Wirtz to score
to open
or
up his
Yeah.
to show the
to
world what
break
is he
up
made
his
of.
So,
his
or
English week. Yeah,
or another way.
Kun wanted to say something. Yeah,
Oh yeah, Kuhan, you were saying what do
So
you think?
yeah.
I think
What
you see,
is the problem? Is
first of all, you are championship. You are okay. You are Premier League champion, but you won the Premier League in a league which wasn't very competitive last season.
I agree.
So that's the first point. The second thing is that I think they were overconfident that we can just replace player, get better players, and go with it. They are missing Trent Alexander-Arnold. Though he leaks goal, he makes mistake, but his run and everything with Salah and the
Yeah,
movement all is a different level. That is like you don't get that kind of players at all. But my observation is that this is going to sound funny, yeah. Liverpool is missing Diaz, they're missing Nunes, and they're missing Jota. It's very simple. And
Luis
then they
Diaz.
are not missing these players. Jota Nunes, people don't like Nunes because he doesn't score, and Diaz, but the pressing they do off the ball is making the difference. Whereas the current players, especially with words and everything, trying to dictate the play and everything, are giving a lot of pressure to the central midfield, to Gravenberch and McAllister. So this is why they're getting exposed again and again. There's no other. Luis Diaz is a very underrated player in Liverpool. Liverpool have mistakenly, again, they sold the wrong player.
I was about to ask you that as well. So is this a clear case? Like Liverpool sold the wrong player?
They sold the wrong player. They sold the wrong player. They shouldn't have sold Luis Diaz. They sold Luis Diaz because Bayern Munich was paying stupid money for a 29 years old. But if you want to maintain a team to win, you cannot go and just buy and buy and buy. You have to maintain some of them. Even though they are old, you still, come on, man. We have seen championship winning teams like MU, they retain Ryan Giggs, they
Yeah.
retain Scholes. They always have a senior player. They always
Backbone
have
lah.
that kind of thing going on. Not the backbone, the people who are there to it is for me, it's big difference in the front line. Except for Salah, everything else is changed on that
Correct.
one goal.
Correct.
So you have to see actually the team. There's a big difference. So you see, for example, when I said that why Newcastle not playing well with Isak, like they're struggling. Why? Because one player changed. It's making a big difference in how you play. And then this is like three, and then they want words to be a Francesco Totti, give the ball, this one. And then, okay, and then you got Liverpool fans lah, will show lah, all the pass and assists, where people never score, people blaming it on words.
Mm-mm.
So I feel that they missed that trio. Even Nunes, though he is not a 20 goal a season striker and he missed sitters, but off the ball. I think this is the season where we can see that how important, as much as you're scoring what
Off
matters,
the
which
ball.
is goals and assists, off the ball. As I said, Luis Diaz, Nunes, and Jota were doing a good job. And now Isak is not chasing the ball as how he is. Isak was compensated for not pressing because Isak doesn't lead the press for Newcastle. It was Gordon who leads the press for Newcastle.
Correct.
So this is a different. I mean, this is. I think this is another thing. Klopp, I think he likes. Sorry, not Klopp. Slot. He likes the sexy players. He don't like the player which run, do hard work all. Like he doesn't like Chiesa at all.
So when you say sexy players, means
Even
hence
Cesar
the
giving him
coaching.
goals, right?
But he wants that beautiful play, the one you
Yep.
pass and then the no look pass. You see some of the missed assists where words do. He will do the turn like that to do an assist.
Yeah.
He likes those stuff. I think he wants to play fancy.
And to top what Kuhan said, I think Arne Slot is also feeling the pressure as well, right? I think there's people, or maybe there's some fans are saying you won the league because it was a slot. Sorry, it was
It
a
is
Klopp.
a club team. It
Yeah,
is a club team.
and
Period. There's no question about that.
I think that sits him a little bit annoyed, right? And now he's trying to change things, and everything, which is not going the right way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's see.
I mean, they are reverting back to play without words. You see, words is not starting in the last few games. Actually, they want to
Mm.
play the midfield dynamic thing like that. Initially, he was starting every game. I mean, words is the golden son of Germany lah, the golden
Mm-mm.
boy in Germany, and we know what happens to golden boys of whatever era which
Yeah.
comes. So there you go.
Man, yeah. So I mean, that is a little bit on. I mean, not little bit lah. Quite number of
Quite a lot.
Liverpool's. I
We are
mean,
dissecting failures.
Liverpool struggles continues. But here's my I don't know if you want to call a statement or whatever, right? You see, despite Liverpool going through these back-to-back defeats, right? So things that we can expect for next week, United against Liverpool. I mean, United is playing away. Is it going to be a match where once again Salah goes quiet again, or United just allows Florian Wirtz to look world class?
Oh my God, this is
I have
amazing,
that
man.
feeling. I have that feeling. I have that feeling.
I genuinely hope that I think United will up their game against Liverpool. That's a given. That's a given. But if you make words look world class, that's like, oh my God.
It's
That,
the
that will
similar.
have me and Kuhan ranting.
Yeah,
I will be renting as well.
and that's going to be
Okay.
very.
To be fair, having maybe for Liverpool is a good time to have an international break because they didn't
Yes.
do well in the last three
Yes.
games.
Yes.
And for MU, it's a bad time to have international break because they started winning. So that could play. But normally the games I notice after international break is very terrible. And the good news is that next season we will not have this every month international break thing. It will all be lumped up together. There will be like
Nice.
2 weeks, 2 weeks or 3 weeks of all the international matches, and then you continue because this is very annoying actually. Cut short form and everything. So I mean, yeah,
I can agree because it kills a certain degree of
momentum.
momentum. Yes, I agree with that as well. So yeah, but again, I can agree with Sharif as well, right? So you get that feeling, right? When it's
Hey,
United
don't
against you.
lah.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
you are lah.
And no,
Don't get wrong, because somehow, United always, you see, the old United will break the records. They break the invincibles, they break this and that, right? But the new the new United creates records for
Creating
people.
records.
Yeah, and Matt, I also doubt. If you look the records, right? Salah, if you ask him what's his favorite games, he will say with MU because he always scores with MU.
he always scores
And
against United.
I
and
mean,
let's
he
see.
also always scores against Chelsea, but it didn't happen last game, right? I mean,
Yep.
I think
But with MU, it's different. It's like he
no,
like.
I think we should also talk about why Chelsea is doing well.
Mhm.
So Chelsea, they are not extremely consistent, but they are in the way and abouts actually on how they are playing and all. They have a ton of players to replace and plug and play. I think they're getting used of having like 50 players training at the same time. So, and they have one of the best world class central defensive mid in the team, Casado, which probably made the difference. And
Yep.
even for the second goal, Robertson was already huffing and puffing. He was injured and he
Yep.
was asking him to come out, and he had to defend the last kick of the match, which was that sliding in goal
Which was
actually.
the goal? Yeah.
Yeah, so
I agree with you, good. Sorry to cut you there, right? I agree with
hey,
you. I think you could see goals coming from everyone in Chelsea, right? And
Yes.
Enzo built that team, right?
no Cole Palmer as well.
Without Cole Palmer as well, and you could see you silence João Pedro, but then you see someone else stepping up, even the new guy as
Yes.
well, Estavio as well, right?
Mm.
I mean, but the only I feel that it will not be consistent because of two aspects. One, it keeps changing the team, right? Like I think when you mentioned, right, today you dragon, tomorrow you become crocodile, then the next game you play,
Maybe it might work this time. Maybe
let
they'll find a formula. I don't know, like
yeah,
having 50
yeah,
players.
maybe that's the idea, right? And second thing, I just feel the team lacks discipline, because it's like how many red cards they had throughout the last three games, and now
Mm-hmm.
of course it's not a player, but then your manager got a red card, so it's like it's like it kills the game itself, right? I mean, I forgot after the United game they lost also as well, right? Because of the red card as well. And then with the
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool is the only game after a couple of games that they are having 11 players on
No,
field.
a win is a win. It's
I
however you want to see it. Well, talking about Liverpool, we also need to give a small shout out for their friendly neighbors, Jack Grealish.
Mm.
yes.
Everton.
Yes. I think
Yeah.
that's a good shout out there.
I
Yeah.
mean, last game we were talking about whether Palace can go all the way or not. So yeah, and then they lose to a last minute goal to Jack Grealish, and Jack
Correct.
Grealish wasn't even called for the World Cup squad,
It's a
which is again
given lah, I feel.
why he's
I don't
superb.
know lah. I know
The
he
Jack
is, right? But
Jack Grealish, since he's playing for Everton, he has created 17 big chances,
yep,
4 assists since joining Everton on loan. Where was this Jack Grealish in Pep Guardiola?
correct.
Because he's controlled.
Correct. But I'm equally. I mean, as much as I would like to say it's a given, he's probably not going to get selected. Maybe it's just a lack of games since last season that started.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
So because of that, I mean, and now yes, he's on loan to Everton. Maybe give him a couple, because now a couple more games. Why? Because look, the guy is now a regular. He is in Everton starting 11, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So So that's I would rather I like him as a player, right? Really. And especially for
Really?
England as well, right? Yeah. So
You like Grealish?
in general, I kind of like the guy. I like the
I
player,
like the
but
guy.
yeah, but again, even for England for that fact as well, right? But again, for him to get selected, I think maybe if Thomas Tuchel was looking at like from last season where he hardly featured under Pep, and now he's on loan, maybe just give a bit time. Hence, his
That's
23-man, 25-man squad for England that was announced.
I,
And no
I
Bellingham, no Grealish, no who else? I can't remember.
I mean
Foden, I think. So a lot of
Foden.
them don't have. Yeah. So
Foden is
No,
not.
again,
but I think now the left wing position belongs to Anthony Gordon. Like there's some reason Tuchel likes him, but I got the feeling this is a weird thing lah. He's going to play all these young players, all now these Gordons and Danburn and all this unfancy player, not big clubs player all. But nearing the end of the season and everything, he's going to give chances to the more bigger names, the Grealish and everything, to see how they perform. And whatever team he brings have enough experience to do well for England. I think that could be one of the ways lah. I mean,
yep.
if he's planning like that without
Mhm.
telling, then that's what a pull off lah. And if he pulls off winning the World
Yep.
Cup lah, yeah.
Agreed.
So that's another given lah. But
Finally home.
This England side looks very nice and different. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Agreed. So before we wrap up, right? So I want to ask y'all. I know we have missed out this one team lah. I just happen to have this thought, right? The topic about the elephant sitting on the tree. So we have Arsenal on top of the table. So
Yep.
So, guys, I want to know y'all's thoughts, man. I mean, look, it's also a good win. I mean, a clear-cut win and all whatnot last week, over the weekend. What are y'all's thoughts on Arsenal, man? I know we did have Kugan who was with us in our previous episode as well, and they've got to win something and all that stuff. But I want to hear from Shariff, your thoughts on Arsenal to maintain their consistent run of games, considering, with Champions League, obviously, they have their Champions League and all the other games and all that, right? I don't know. In my eyes, I feel that, well, he's really got to manage his team. I think game management, team management wise, I think I have no issue. I think it's good how Arteta runs it, but how long they can have maintain this consistent run of winning games and all that. What's your take, man?
Well, I think you see, I'm I should not say this, but I want Arsenal to win because I do not want Liverpool to win. Simple as that, right?
Why? I
Because if
mean, that's not fair, man. That's not
no,
fair.
because if Liverpool win, then they are the 21st title extra
Yep.
one title more,
So what?
and I know I we will not hear end of it of Liverpool. Imagine
No,
we
so
talk about
what? You have to
foreigners
lose something to gain something.
No, but I can echo what Sharif was saying, because I think in our first or second episode we spoke about this as
yeah.
well, right? So
So you're
I
making it sound this like an anti-Liverpool podcast.
no, it's it's not
No, no,
that.
no. I mean, but
Go ahead,
somehow,
go ahead.
yeah, this is where I come in. Somehow, it is given a clause, right? If Arteta do not overthink, because I sometimes I do think he overthinks too much, right? Certain games, right? Like the game with Liverpool,
That's
right?
it.
Yes.
I really thought he overthinked that game, right? And some other games as well, from last season, right? And I leave it to the Arsenal fans to say about this.
Yeah.
And second thing is that Martin Odegaard got injured, right? So I'm thinking that might be a impact to the Arsenal game itself, right? Yeah, Eze is there. Yeah, I know Moreno is there and everything, but you could see Arsenal's not playing the Arsenal game like when Odegaard is not in, right? But I also see there is a goals coming in from Arsenal as well, because they became like set piece FC, free kick FC,
Yep.
even long throws FC or
Whatever it
whatever.
takes to win.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever it takes to win.
But I like how he saw the opportunity with his with the players that he has, right? With Declan Rice, with those two centre backs, and how they make the run and everything.
They have a good squad, by the way.
Correct. I
Now
totally
this
agree. I
season.
totally agree. I feel Arsenal has the best squad in the entire 20 Premier League. Right? I feel they
Correct.
have a very complete squad, and if they don't win, I will end this. It's theirs to lose, guys. It's theirs. It's
No, it's too
Arsenal.
soon. It's too soon.
Yeah.
Why? Because you always have to give City chance. Did you see how City played the game against I can't remember who they played against Bournemouth. Was it Bournemouth?
They played Brentford.
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 So they played Brentford. Haaland was immense, incredible. His passing was world class. His pressing was world class. He was carrying the team. Rodri got injured. The game changed, and City was tepid. But you should never write off City.
Of course, of course.
So, I mean, I feel that though Arsenal has the best potential now, they are taken the lead. I think Liverpool, I hope, will find their way one way or another, but not necessarily against MU. And then you have City, which is coming up. So I want to see a really competitive dogfight title challenge, not a dogfight relegation. I don't care about relegation now. Dogfight title challenge where every point matters. I mean, and I wish this comes true. The dogfight title challenge will be like on the last day, which let's say there is about only 6 points separating the top 8. Or 3 points separating the top 8. I don't know how the mathematics will come though.
Well, you are quite prone to predict matches and all that, right? So I'll take that as like what you
Like the last day, there like 5 teams can win the title, man, and this will be amazing, man. I mean, we need this, man. I'm sick of this one horse title race.
Yep.
This is like, I mean, the reason. As I said before, there is always a soft spot for Liverpool with the nostalgic with my dad and everything. But at the same time, this one horse title race has to stop. I mean, MU used to do it, and then I saw Chelsea doing it, and now Liverpool doing it. City was doing it also for a couple of years.
Yeah,
Shariff, you were saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
I see that, but I think I would not say one horse race, because last season also, even though I think when you also said that Liverpool won, but the other team were bad, right? But I think Arsenal was there. I think only the last 4
Yep.
games they start stumbling around, and they lost to Crystal
No,
Palace.
there was always a gap. There was always a gap.
Yeah, but it was not that big. It was 3 or 5 points. You were mentioning 3 points, right? But now it's 1 point. But if you look at the other teams, right? Liverpool, it's also transitioning, quote and unquote, right?
Quote
City,
unquote, forever
yeah.
transitioning now.
Yeah, and then City suddenly became a counter-attacking team, suddenly became
A hardworking team.
a hardworking team, a pressing team, like you mentioned
Pressing
with
team.
Brentford. And again, my point as well. You go with a game plan. You don't play a Brentford team. And then what else we have? You have Chelsea, who is also started to gel with their players as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You have Bournemouth and Spurs. We rarely
yeah,
talk about Spurs.
exactly. When you see your Bournemouth, your Sunderlands, and Spurs as well up there, so you know that there are teams like struggling, right? Because even City was not. I think what's City's position right now, Matt? Let's do a quick check.
Fifth.
City is
Okay,
at
they managed to
5th.
climb
Yeah.
up. Yeah, but once upon a time they were just only lingering between MU, just 1 point, or maybe one place, and MU right now climb up to 8, right? So I also
10th.
want
MU is in 10th.
10. Okay, I
MU
really
is still
want.
behind Sunderland by 1 point.
Yeah, that is given. That is given, because I think I saw a show. If they win with Sunderland as well, they could not leapfrog the Sunderland. That's how bad the first 6 to 7 games that we are in, right? But yeah,
I mean, there is only 5 to. I think there's only about 4 points difference between fifth place and MU, or 4 points difference. So it's the gap can be reached, and I don't think Arsenal and Liverpool can maintain their run. That day, the league is super competitive now, which is great.
yeah, which is really great. But yeah, I'm hoping also for a for a dog fight, or 2 horse or 3
Fight
horse race.
title challenge, man. I mean, we have never seen that. We have seen the closest. I think it never happened. Always is
Yeah,
two horse races. We never seen like 4 or 5 at the same time.
yeah.
It has happened before in some other league. I think maybe Syria or something like that. Likely in Syria, because
Mm.
I think a long time ago Syria was where the world's best players goes. I think it could have happened during that time,
Yeah,
the early
your Juvis,
90s.
your Milans, yeah.
Yeah, early 90s. That they call the 6 old ladies of Italian football, right? Six, they have they have all the top teams. And I did watch the game, the last game, Milan versus Juventus. They are, but very different lah the way they play.
Yeah, let's see how, because Kuhan, I think we got to admit that other teams are changing except Arsenal. Arsenal has the almost 95 to 96% the same team from last season. They only changed the striker, right?
That's what makes a difference, right? Consistency, having the same team. We saw what happens when you take out like three-sided attackers
Correct,
in one side and expect to win
correct, and
everything under the sun. I mean, like
yeah,
I
and that's my point as well, because Liverpool did a lot of change, City did a lot of change as well, right?
City
Chelsea of
didn't do a lot of change. City just a lot of senior players left, and they are now using. I mean,
they're using young players, right?
they're using but the young players were playing before. They were playing last season as well, so they were
Mm.
just there. We are seeing them more often now.
Correct. Which is also quote and unquote a proper transition, right? Because you are transitioning your young players to become more. I don't know.
So
I just felt Arsenal has a better chance to win this season. If
they've
else,
got the
when
age, lah, I
yeah,
feel.
They got
Yeah,
the age. They got the age
they've
for
got
now,
the
lah.
age.
I mean, I give them that after the way they beat Newcastle, because we used to bully and batter them in St James Park, and they
Yeah.
came out well. So that is a given actually. So yeah,
So all right, I believe we have come to the end of this show. So we have went from Newcastle's big win at the Champions League to the win over the weekend. We went to United and Sunderland, good win, a good 2-0
fantastic.
win. Yeah, so as you claim. So
What a win!
and of course and finally we conclude with Salah's quiet night, either a tactical shutdown or he decided to just ghost the match like he was a bad Tinder date. So that having said, I
He's
think
catching up.
so that having said, guys, are we expecting uh a win either from Liverpool or from United next week? Stay tuned to our next episode. Obviously, we will be covering our talking points depending on the result. So, win, lose, or draw, you can still hear the runtings. So, last but not least, this is me, Matthew, your host, alongside with Kuhan and Shariff, signing out. Peace out. Cheers, gang. See you in the next one.
ciao.